Can I afford this RV? I've got a double episode for you today. I think you're going to love it, so stay tuned. Hey there, Dr. Dave, the RV Dummy. How you doing? Let's get right into this. This is the show where people actually write into me, give me their dream RV, what they want to buy, and tell me a little bit about their financial situation. And I do my very best to make a decision as to whether you can afford it or not. First, we have two for you today. First up is from Janine. And I'm not even positive where Janine is from. It might come out in the letter. But hi, David. I follow you on YouTube as Dr. Dave, the RV Dummy. You're such an inspiration. Your videos are great. Thanks so much, Janine. But you can't butter me up because I'm going to tell you the truth, how I really feel about the answer to your question. So let's get right into it. I'm in love with the Pleasureway Ascent 2018 Class B, but it's out of my budget. Question, do I jump in and buy it using a good chunk of my retirement, or rethink my budget and go RVing? I'm 74, not like I can save up and wait a few years. I value your advice. Plan on using it for about 2 years and then staying in my bricks and sticks and settling down. Thanks so much, Janine. And by the way, when asked a little bit about her financial situation, because the more I know, the better informed decision I can make for you. She says, I'm not comfortable sharing my savings, but it's not $1 million. I'm 74 years old next week. My monthly income is roughly $2,400. No mortgage, but I have my monthly income, $2,400. No mortgage. I have a car payment of $208. Monthly bills are covered, but not much left over for savings. I don't live extravagantly, but I do spend most of my income. I've got one credit card. It's creeping up towards $800 balance. I always pay more than the minimum, blah, blah, blah. The Ascent is $120,000 MSRP. I can't find a used one with solar or some of the other things I think I need. Just writing it all down for you kind of answers my questions. I should not go bankrupt just to fulfill a fantasy. Well, Janine, guess what? You just answered your question. No, you cannot afford a $120,000 pretty much new Class B RV. You can't afford that. $120,000. You don't have $1 million. You pretty much are spending almost everything you make. You've got credit card debt. Even though it's not a lot, you still have debt. How could you even think about going into debt, spending $120,000 on that? I would rather see you clean some other stuff up in your life, use it for money that you're going to need in retirement. Look, I will tell you, I could afford to go out and plunk down $120,000 on a brand new RV. But you know something? I don't do it. Yoko and I found a great Pleasureway. We spent just under $50,000 on it. We love it. It's in great condition. It gives us no trouble whatsoever. Yeah, it doesn't have all the bells and whistles that a brand new one would have. But again, I'm frugal when it comes to spending my money. I don't borrow money for anything. No exceptions. I do not borrow money for anything. I don't want to see you do that either. I don't want to see you get into trouble. So Janine, no, don't buy that. Please don't buy that. Go out and find yourself a nice little used one. You can even get one much less than $50,000 if you like. Pay cash for it. Enjoy it for a couple years. Sell it and then go back to your bricks and sticks and have a great life. I'm here for you if you ever need me for anything else, Janine. Let's get into the second one right now. Before I do, by the way, if you like what you're seeing, I'm the RV Dummy. I don't claim to know everything. I know enough to get by and to give you some advice, sometimes some really, really good advice. But if you like what you're seeing, please press the subscribe button over on the lower right-hand side. It's up there the whole time. I'd love to have you as a member right here. The RV Dummy will help you with many different aspects of your RV and your life. Okay, so the second one right here. Dear Dr. Dave, thank you for your kind offer in figuring out if I can afford an RV. I've enjoyed your YouTube videos. Thank you so much. Here's my current status. Retired with no pension. IRAs and 401ks equal $1.4 million. I like what I'm hearing so far. Social Security, I'm getting $2,500 a month. Live in Northern California. Home is paid off. Car is paid off. I love that. Spouse has savings equal to mine and even gets a small pension of $1,500 a month. So let's back up for a second. Spouse has savings equal. So he has 1.4 million. She's got another 1.4 million. That's $2.8 million already. And then some pension money here. No debt at all. this is sounding better and better and better to me. We have health care through the California County where my spouse retired from, blah, blah, blah. But okay, here's what he wants to buy. I want to buy a new Pleasureway Ascent. Hey, that sounds familiar. For $150,000 outright. Can I afford it? We have never RV'd before. There's a used Pleasureway for $100K, but my heart is set on a new one. Also, my HOA will not allow us to park our RV here, so I must store it in a storage facility. Okay, well, that's going to be another couple $100 a month, of course. So the cost for the storage facility might be factored in. I forgot to mention both my spouse and I are 68 years old, in decent health. Thanks again, Jerry from Northern California. Jerry, are you Jerry Garcia from Northern California? No, Jerry Garcia, my good friend, passed away a long, long time ago. But whenever I think of a Jerry from Northern California, that's who I think about. So your question is, can you afford to pay $150,000 on a brand new Pleasureway RV? You've got close to $3 million. You're totally debt-free. I say the answer is absolutely yes, you can afford it. However, there's a caveat. You said you've never RV'd before. Never. You think it might be a little risky going out and spending $150,000 on a vehicle that you've never driven. You have no idea if you're going to like the RV world. I mean, I love it. Yoko and I love it. And as you know, we travel all over. We take our cat with us. It's just a beautiful life. We love it. But it's not for everybody. And just understand that it's a little bit risky plopping down $150,000 cash on something that you're just not sure about. Now, granted, you could always turn around and sell it after 6 months if you decide it's not for you, or a year, and you can it's going to depreciate quite a bit, but still, you've got $3 million. And that does not mean a multimillionaire having $3 million can just do whatever they want. I see people say, oh, if you've got $3 million, you can buy planes, you can fly first class everywhere, you can do whatever. You can't do whatever you want. You still, no matter how much money you have, you still got to be very, very careful and have a budget and do things wisely. I'm guessing that's how you've accumulated $3 million, because you didn't go crazy through your whole life. You didn't go into tremendous debt during your life. That's how you've got $3 million now. So congratulations for that. But my answer is just be careful. You can afford it. Go buy it. Be careful. Make sure it's what you want. And if once you're sure it's what you want, go buy it. Have fun and drop us all a postcard and try to get in touch with us when you're out on the road so we can all catch up. It would be my pleasure to be able to hang out with you in your paid for $150,000 Pleasureway. Now, before I leave today, I've got one more thing I want to share with you, because every single time I do a financial show and I tell my friends, and you're my friend, if you're watching right now, you're my friend. I tell my friends, please don't go into debt. If you can't afford to pay cash for it, that means you can't afford it. And I get so much pushback every single time. They call me an elitist. They call me a wealthy doctor. We know something? I've been smart my entire life. It's not because I've made a ton of money. It's because I've invested well. It's because I spent much less than I made through my entire life. I've got some crazy stories I could tell you about how I practically lost all my money then made it back. We'll do that on another episode. But don't get down on me for being an elitist. I'm not an elitist. I think everybody should be able to do what they want as long as they can afford it. And I've heard all the stories. That, but if I can't finance it, I'm not going to be able to have fun with my family and my RV. Well, you can. You can just buy a cheaper RV. You can buy a used one. You can buy an older used one. Because if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. Look, I'd like to be living in a $10 million home. No, I really wouldn't. That's a joke. But I deserve it. I've worked hard my whole life, and my family. No, we don't deserve it if we can't afford it. That's all there is to it. So be realistic. Spend less money than you make. Do not go into debt. Invest your money. Give to charities. That's one of the most powerful things you can do. Live your life with a life of love, and just don't be financially irresponsible. I'm the RV dummy. I'm Dr. Dave. I'll see you next time. By the way, if you have a question, if you want to know if you can afford an RV, if you're not sure, write into me. Let me know. I will give you my best, honest opinion right here on the show. And yes, I will change your name to keep everything totally confidential. I will do that because you don't want the whole world knowing your financial status. We'll change your name, we'll hide you, don't worry, but I'll give you a good, honest answer. Until next time, Dr. Dave, the RV dummy. See you later.